Hi, this is Karen from White Willow, and today I just kind of wanted to cover a little bit about fertilization. Um, I really look at fertilizer, and I never used to. I used to just fertilize it upon initially planting the seeds, and then I wouldn't do anything with them the rest of the season. So, not the best way to handle things, but I still got a production. But now that I know what to do, I feel like the years of trial and error have given me a better picture on what are all these levels of, 3, 4, 6 or 4, 4, 4 or 10, 2, 1. So let me just kind of explain um, bone meal and blood meal and just nitrogen and phosphorus and potassium as a whole. I really think it's important right off the bat. I always do some sort of organic. This particular one is 356. I generally just pick this because I like it, but you can get something that's like 4, 4, 4. It's just something that's kind of pretty even nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. So the first number is the nitrogen, and that is going to give you the leafy part of your plant. Flowering, good healthy leaves, which is something that you want on some of your plants, but you don't want it in all of your plants. So I actually have bone meal and blood meal here. Blood meal is higher in nitrogen, and it will really give you a boost. I like to use this on my peppers. The bone meal I like to use on radishes, sweet potatoes, anything that's more of a root plant. I generally just fertilize my carrots and radishes right off the bat, or beets. I don't generally fertilize them again, but I am going to add a little bone meal to the carrots and the radishes and the beets that I planted a couple weeks ago that are doing really well in sprouting. So I just kind of wanted to cover that. This is the blood meal, and this is higher in nitrogen, and I'm going to put this on my peppers today. So I thought. So the first number that you would see in a fertilizer is 356. This is lower in nitrogen is the first one. The middle one's the phosphorus, and the last one's potassium. You kind of want to gauge what you want out of your plant. If it's a tomato, you do want some greenery, but you don't want it to just be greenery because you will just end up with a very, very leafy bush. My tomatoes look fantastic and they're very bushy, and I don't trim them, but I do like to throw them the bone meal, and I like to give them something with a little more phosphorus that's going to give them a good stable root system. I also like to plant things next to it like carrots or beets that are going to really open up that root system. My raised bed garden, I don't really need to have plants in here that are going to open up the roots. My dirt is amazing, amazing, and every season I have a really good production, and I keep tilling it, and in between seasons, and I keep adding more fertilizer to it, and it has a really good balance in my raised bed garden. So I think one thing is just getting it started, and absolutely 100% trial and error. It's just maybe it'll work, and if not, you need to try something different the next year. Um, but I really enjoy gardening. I think that it's something challenging. It's kind of therapeutic for me. I just enjoy being out here in the sunshine and maybe not the heat of summer. But it pleases me to know that I can come out here and pick a pepper and cook it for dinner. Or I grind up some of the habaneros and some of the other peppers. I dehydrate them and put them in a powder, and then I keep the jar of powder on my stove. And when I'm making something, I just sprinkle a little bit of the powder into my meal. And it just gives it an amazing little kick. And you can add as much as you want to, but you don't have to have the chunk of the habanero in your dish. That's going to be pretty darn hot. So I just wanted to really kind of stop by and kind of go over the nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, which one benefits your plants in what way. You play with your plants. Don't put it on the plant itself. You want to put it around the root system so that it can burn the plant. So you want to make sure that you're not just adding it directly to the plant, but just like where the roots would be, around the base of it. If you want to, you can take a little paintbrush and just brush it off the little plants if you accidentally got some on there, because you don't want to kill the plant itself, especially if it's a really hot day. So I hope this was helpful, and I just wanted to stop by and just give you a little information of my trials and errors along the way. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching White Willow.